Would everybody please arisen and remain standing after the pledge for a moment of silence, and I'd like to ask Ms. Jessie to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all.
I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of July 15, 2014 and our regular board meeting.
Make motion.
Have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. In our recognition session, we have Mr. Carter with the KTN drawing cards.
Mr. Chairman, we have some students from Elton Knob that, of course, we've recognized some before, but we have some that I think didn't get recognized, and the teacher in that classroom brought that information to us. It is in your packet. Reese Brummett, Emily Fields, Destiny Fleener, Logan Fritz, John Galloway, Caden Grace, Keegan Johnson, Jeffrey Poole, and Margaret Sage were all featured in the Kingsport Times News drawing cards. And we'd like to recognize those students and congratulate them for participating.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Under public expression, Mr. John T. White III is asked to speak. John?
Appreciate y'all giving me this opportunity to speak. I'd like to speak about middle school football. I'd like to see them consolidated to get our numbers up. Right now, Pennington is sitting at 23 kids on the football team, and Jonesville, I think, is like 18 or 20. Okay, that's not, to me, that's not a good enough amount. You have a lot of kids playing on both sides of the ball. I think if we consolidate, we have a better chance of increasing, teamwork when they get to Lehigh. You know, we'll increase our feeder program. We become more competitive, and then stuff like that. Now, what I've done, I went to research some issues that might come up as far as monetary and uniforms and stuff like that. I went to SportsWise. I made no order or anything of that nature, but they priced us 50 uniforms at $60 uniforms. That's for the breeches and the shirt, or the top. It'll be a red top, numbers front, back, you know, with the General's lettering, or however y'all choose to do so. It's two color. Then the socks, you know, if you choose to get socks, $6 a pair times 50. And the helmets, you know, we'd have to check. Maybe Lehigh has some, you know, they could use, but that's $180 with mask and helmet. That is the hybrid helmet. It's a little bit better conditioning. They can have all this stuff for us within 2 weeks of placing the order. The first game that Jonesville and Pennington plays is September the 3rd. They play each other. Okay, I've spoken to some businesses. Again, I have made no promise or nothing, but they said if we consolidate, they will donate money to help facilitate the consolidation, therefore it won't put no financial burden on either school. Again, I would like to also have the teams to play their games at Lee High on Thursday, just like they play middle school games now. That would also bring in another revenue for the high school that they can place into a fund of however they do it to support the middle school sports. We have already consolidated our baseball team and they are very successful. We have consolidated our soccer team and I think they done pretty good last year. To get our numbers up, we need to consolidate our football as well, and then, you know, it'll give more kids time to play together. And not to repeat myself, but then when they get to Lee High, they're already in Lee High's system. They already are ready to hit the ground running, so to speak. So I would like for y'all to consider bringing them together. As far as the fundraising, I mean, if it's approved, I'll do all that. That's no problem. I did it for Jonesville last year. Pretty good on that. About all I got. That's it.
Thank you, John. Any questions? Thanks, John.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mr. Carter, my name is Tina Rowe. I live in Henderson Gap, Virginia. I have here with me Curtis Gailey and his son Sam, and we're here to bring Chiari awareness to the schools. And I'd just like to read a little bit about what Chiari is. And I think Mr. Gailey had given you all a handout, and I'll just read that first sentence there. It says, Chiari malformation is a serious neurological disorder where the lower part of the brain, the cerebellum, which controls balance and coordination, descends into the spinal canal. And you can read the rest of it there for you. But some of the symptoms on the other side in the middle are headaches, neck pain, difficulty sleeping, muscle weakness, numbness. And for a child, as you can imagine, those symptoms are very serious. And this is actually going to be Sam's first year in school. He's going to be starting over at Elk Knob. He's going to be in kindergarten this year. And so I'm here just to ask the board to consider proclaiming September as Chiari Awareness Month. And we would also like to speak, actually I think the parents had already spoken with the principal over at Elk Knob, possibly doing a Wear Purple Day for Chiari awareness, and we appreciate that. And I'm just going to let Mr. Gailey tell a little bit about Sam while he's here. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
Sam was diagnosed when he was 3 years old with Chiari. He had his first surgery 4 days after his fourth birthday. And 4 days after his fourth birthday, he had his first Chiari surgery. Then 6 months later, they went and done another surgery where they took part of the brain out. That was in September, and he goes to physical therapy once a week. He's a normal kid. He just suffers from real bad headaches and like clumsiness, what everybody calls him, but it's just part of the disease. And, like she said, he will start school Monday, and y'all have done a wonderful job with her, with Miss Willis, trying to get him in. And I want to thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Good looking young man. Thank you. Mr. Carter, you might want to follow up on that.
We will. As a matter of fact, Tina had called me, I guess, earlier in the year, and we talked about doing something, so, but I think we haven't discussed it any further, but we'll work on that.
Thank you. Anybody else?
He may be ready for kindergarten, but are the parents ready for him to go to kindergarten on Monday?
Anybody else want to speak? Not hearing anybody, we'll close the public expression session and get into the report section. Grand opening of the Seabascom Slimp Auditorium with Pro Art It's on Sunday, September the 7th, 2014, 3 o'clock. Mr. Carter?
Mr. Chairman, the Pro Arts Association will hold a grand opening at the Seabascom Slimp Auditorium, basically to kind of show off the new renovations there in the auditorium. Several members, I think, of the Slimp family plan to be present on that day for the reception. Also, there will be a production by Barter Theater, and we will have more information for you later, but certainly we want to invite all board members to be there on that day for the reception and the production that Barter will put on in recognition of the Slimp grant that was used to renovate the auditorium.
Item B, the OEI, Mr. Carter.
As we reported just a few weeks ago, the Opportunity Educational Institute was actually struck down by a court that when the Virginia School Board Association and the Norfolk City Schools have challenged that, but now the Opportunity Educational Institute board itself has filed an appeal to that to be heard before the Supreme Court. Of course, we have a little memo there from our attorney who says he was kind of surprised that this happened, but basically this OEI board has the right to hire its own attorney, and basically the case remains active, so that's not over with yet.
Any questions? Item C, accreditation report 2014-2015 school year.
This report, we talked about it a little bit, I think, earlier, and kind of tried to decide whether to talk about it, I guess, until it's made final. But right now, it's still a preliminary report. We're so pleased that 4 of the schools that were accredited with warning in math last year have actually became fully accredited for this school year. We just kind of want to recognize those schools, and based on the preliminary results, Elton Knob, Jonesville Middle, Rose Hill, and Edendale have all come out of accreditation with warning, and certainly want to commend those administrators and especially the teachers in those schools for the hard work that they've done to bring those schools out.
Any questions, comment? Item D, hailstorm damage, the storm 27th of July.
We had 4 schools that did receive some damage, 3 schools just very minor damage, and the 3 that received the minor damage, St. Charles, Dryden, Elk Knob, they had some damage on some of the mobile units. The siding on them was damaged. Had some minor impressions in the roof, but nothing major. There's not anything major there. Pennington Middle did get hit pretty hard. Several broken windows, some major roof damage. Greenhouse was basically destroyed. And the roof at Pennington Middle, of course, it's kind of like what's going on at Food City now. They're going to have to be, we're putting a temporary roof on it. We believe that we'll hopefully be able to start school on the first day of school as planned. School's in real good shape until we got rain again this past week on Thursday and Friday, and when we received the rain, we also received some additional leaks, and some of the leaks became active again. So we're in the process of trying to get those dried out and that replaced, and additional materials being placed on the roof to make sure that if we do get additional rain that we don't have the same problem again. So we do believe we'll be able to start. I believe Pennington Middle will be ready. It's going to push us, but certainly right now it looks like everything's going to be okay there.
Questions or comments? Financial report, Denise, please.
Good evening. This is a report of our financial activity for the month of July. First off, I'm going to hand Alicia a page of that to hand out. For June, I failed to include the insurance fund report for the month of June in your packet. But our activity for the month of July, our state revenues totaled $1,975,483.39. Federal revenues and reimbursements received totaled $187,955.50. Local receipts were $12,202.20, and insurance revenues totaled $322,602.81 for a total revenue of $2,498,243.90. As of July 31st, we had received 6.37% of our estimated revenues for the year. Our expenditures for the month of July, our general fund payroll and accounts payable totaled $198,022.61. Title I payroll and accounts payable was $27,827.53. Insurance costs for the month were $302,604.43, and our total expenditures for the month of July were $528,454.57. As of July 31st, we had used 1.35% of our appropriated expenditures for the year. Just also an update, our school security grant application was due on August 1, and we had 9 schools apply for that. We should know by September 1 if we have been awarded any of those grants for the 2014-15 school year. So I'll report on that at the next board meeting.
Consider approval of the school crisis plan. You might need broadness with.
No major changes. We want to get a consistent officers in there from the schools we want, but we still want to have a plan in place before school started with your approval.
Make a motion to accept.
You have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve the payment of the bill.
Make a motion, pay the bills.
You have a motion and a second? Second. You have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Reports and recommendations of the board. Michael?
I just hope you have a good school year and wish everyone the best of luck this year. And that's about all I have.
Thank you, Debbie.
A couple of things. We talked about a few revisions in the dress code from last month. Were those made?
Yes.
And I'd like to thank the janitors and the maintenance and the others getting the buildings ready for the start of the school year, particularly the staff there at Pennington Middle School. I'm sure they thought they had it ready to go, and then they thought they had it ready to go, and we hope they do have it ready to go. And lastly, I also hope we do have a very successful and good year.
You did. John?
I just want to say I hope all the administrators, teachers, and especially the students have a good year. And I hope it's your best year ever. I know they're excited about getting started, so hope you have a good year. Good luck.
I'd like to echo those sentiments, but also I'd like to speak there a little bit on what Mr. White said. Mr. White, I talked to you the other day about this. Told you that I've been for this for several years. However, at this time of the year, with them practicing and everything, there is no way possible that can happen this year. There's 2 boys somewhere expected to start at quarterback. We walk in there and decide we're going to have one team and start. So if we could sort of push that back a little bit, start real early after this year's over with, well, I I think there might be something there, but you'd have a problem with coaches, who's going to coach it, because they've already started and so forth. But I'd also just like to thank everybody that about the for the school year and tell everybody about how it got. I'd also like to make one quick comment on the school building up there at Pennington. I had 2 or 3 people tell me they went out there and didn't see anything wrong. Go in the building or go back there now and look. 4/5 of the back of the building is out back there, and we're boarded up there, and the roof is all to pieces, and you can't see the roof. But there is a lot of damage there, and those teachers are really going to hustle the next couple of days to get their rooms ready to go. I know fast, so I wish them well. Also, I'd like to say that I have a relative here who's back, and it's good to see Otis back up and back with us again. He's been through an awful lot here lately, and he used to be a regular at the meeting here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you back too. You have been missed, whether you know it or not. I like to just piggyback off what everybody else has said about the coming year, and I would like to ask us maybe to concentrate a little bit more this year on communication. Lots of times you think somebody knows something and they don't, and most misinformation comes from people not being told the things that are really going on, and that's from top to bottom. That includes me and everybody else. I like to see us be a little bit more open with each other and tell people what's going on, tell people how you feel, work together to solidify the whole system. And I'm certainly not excluding me from that. I'm including me in that. Let's try to talk a little bit more and see if we can't alleviate some problems that come from being in the dark and trying to guess what's going on instead of really knowing. Kyle, would you read us in, please?
I just want to say, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to echo what you said about communication, but a lot of times, a lot of people don't like to hear what I'm going to say. I move that we go into executive session to consider personnel section 2.23711A1 in consultation with legal counsel about pending litigation, section 2.23711A7 of the Code of Virginia.
Have a motion, have a second? Second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.